Welcome to the part 2 of week 2. We're going to explore the art and science of mindfulness, and we're going to touch on visualization and feelazation, which are important components of mindfulness and mindfulness meditation. So the song for this will be after the video when you're going to. I have some music for you to go through a guided meditation. John Kabat-Zinn is one of the most famous, the foremost people advocating mindfulness. He did studies with women with breast cancer and the women that took part in the mindfulness training live significantly longer than the women who did not. So look through these quotes. Think about them as we go through the rest of the voiceover. In order to be effective with your mindfulness, you need to be able to visualize. Visualization, we all do it. It's the creating or recreating of images in our mind. In this instance, we're going to be doing them purposefully. So one way that we want to work on, that I want to make sure you know how to do visualization, is a little exercise I call go to your room. So go to your room in your mind. Close your eyes. Sit down. You may be in your bedroom. You could be in the Jefferson Library. But imagine that you're in your favorite room, whether it's your bedroom, whether it's your den, whatever it is. And you're sitting there and look at the wall directly in front of you and see what's on that wall. Now you should be able to get a sense of what is on that wall, whether you actually see it in your mind's eye or not. You'll know whether there's a TV, a bookcase, a shelf with bottles on it. Some people very easily can get that picture in their mind's eye. Others just have a sense or a knowing that that's there. And that is also visualization. So once you get that picture in your head, in your mind's eye, what's on the wall in front of you, then I want you to look at the wall to your left. Now what is on that wall? Is it a doorway? Is it paneling or brick? Maybe it has a fireplace. It could just have bookshelves or your desk. But what's on that wall? Take a moment and really get a sense, get a vision of what's on that wall. And when you've done that, then I want you to go to the right-hand wall, the wall that's on your right side, and do the same thing. Get a picture in your mind, a visualization of what's on that wall. Is it are there windows? Are there window treatments, curtains, shades, blinds? What's on that wall? And then without moving in your chair, you're looking at the wall in front of you. I want you to see the wall behind you. Don't turn around. Don't look. Just use your memory and your mind to imagine what's on that wall, to get a visual concept of what's on that wall. Now, when you've done that, come back to the here and now. Open your eyes. And if you struggled with that, just practice it. Everybody can visualize. If you dream, you visualize. And everybody's had dreams, so everybody can visualize. So the next thing I want you to do, and this is a little more difficult, is taking a third person viewpoint. Okay? So once again, close your eyes, put yourself in that room, look at the wall that's in front of you, and then I want you to imagine in the far right-hand upper corner of the room, there's a video camera. And I want you to take the camera's view of you sitting in the chair, visualizing. So you're going to take what we refer to as a third-person view of yourself sitting in the chair, visualizing. Now, whether you get it or not, or you're able to do it or not, come on back, open your eyes. So the first person view, the first thing that you did is an internal visualization. The third person view we call an external. So you're going to take an external viewpoint of yourself. Now, I've used this quite a bit with athletes, especially golfers, but people running track and so forth, so they can look at themselves swinging the club or running a race. They actually can see themselves do it. Now this, may require a lot more practice, but it's very possible to do so. So keep in mind visualization. You're going to be using it later. So what is mindfulness? That's taking your complete attention to the present experience on a moment-to-moment basis in a particular way, on purpose. Okay? The key words are attention, which is a deliberate focus of your awareness, experience, which is the meditative exercise, and then a particular way, a particular state of mind. Now, I know for some of you, you're saying, oh, this is kind of woo-woo or new age, but this is one of the most important things I can teach you in this course, is how to be mindful. It will help you focus. It will help you concentrate. It will help your grades. It will help you be able to sleep. It's invaluable, and you need to learn how to do it and practice it. It's not just, oh, I know how to do mindfulness. You have to practice it just like any skill to become good at it. So as you're in this state of mindfulness, what are you sensing? Okay, what do you notice? What are you seeing, you hearing? What is your gut or your feeling telling you? Can you identify that? Can you find that in your body? We refer to that as a felt sense. I'll talk more about that in a moment. What are you thinking? What is your reaction? What are your thoughts? Can you bring them back to the thought that you want to? Can you take control of your thoughts? Then, what is it you want? If you ask yourself, what do I want? What's the first impulse that comes to you? How do you react to that? What do you want to do? What do you want to avoid? These are all parts of it. What are you going to do? How are you going to act? What's the next step? What are you going to say? What are the options? So these are the components of awareness, the wheel of awareness that you need for mindfulness. So there's 5 hindrances to the practice: sensual or sexual desire, anger, being lazy, slothful, worry, and doubt. So these are the things that take your mind out of the mindful state. Okay, worry is a huge one. If you're worried about the exam and so forth, that you have the A&P exam the next day, it's going to be hard to be mindful. Okay. If you're bouncing around all over the place, you have what we call monkey mind. and you've got to get a hold of your monkey mind. So think of, if your thoughts keep rolling around, think of it like a puppy, like you're training a puppy. Okay, when you call the puppy, it doesn't always come, but eventually, with practice and reinforcement, the puppy comes to you when you call its name. So as your mind wanders, you bring it back. If it wanders off again, you bring it back again. Don't get too frustrated. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. So, as I mentioned before, some of the benefits of mindfulness training: enhances your learning. You get into flow, which is what we're going to keep. You've heard about this already. Flow, we'll be talking about it throughout the course. Safety, it helps with your awareness of structure around you that keeps you safe by paying attention. And then community. So here's another look at somebody else's idea of the top 5 benefits of mindfulness meditation: more patience, better focus and productivity, increased compassion, heightened body awareness, less stress and anxiety. Now, it would seem to me that everybody would want to take advantage of that. So the power is that moment-to-moment, non-judgmental awareness, bringing our attention to what's typically unconscious, okay? And it's being rather than doing. Being, be present, okay? It's learning to be present, which is, I'm sure you've heard people say, it's hard to do. To be present and not go wandering off into the future, not worrying about what happened yesterday. So one of the things that we're going to focus on with these meditations is learning to be present. So as you get into the meditation, what we're trying to do is not get to a state where you're thinking of nothing, but we want to think about one thing. So quite often when you see people go into meditation, they'll look at the flame on a candle. Okay, so that you're just focusing mainly on the candle. Sometimes they'll use a sound like a bell or a gong. Breathing. If you have nothing else to focus on your breathing. Imagine the breath coming in through your nose, filling your lungs, and exhaling. There's no good or bad meditation. Don't be judgmental about it. It's all give and take and flow. And the more, it's a practice, and in order to do it, any skill requires practice. You have to do it over and over again to get good at it. So I mentioned Jon Kabat-Zinn before. He's done a lot of scientific study on the mindfulness meditation, decreasing the anxiety, positive mood change, activating the executive decision-making part of the brain, and it helps enhance the immune response. So I stuck this slide in. It came from one of my students in last year's class, and this is a slide she created for her term project, and I thought it had a lot of good symbols in it. You'll learn more about what's expected of you for the project later on. Andrew Weil is one of the preeminent natural healing doctors, and one of his big pieces, as is Jon Kabat-Zinn's and others involved, is the breathing. Your breathing is critically important. Now, all of you breathe or you wouldn't be here. But what we want to do is teach you to make your breathing quieter, deeper, and more regular. So when we're breathing, if you're shallow breathing, that adds to your stress and anxiety. So when you get stressed, you may start breathing shallowly. That increases your stress and your anxiety, which increases your shallow breathing and so forth. If you learn to breathe deeply, that enhances your calm and your well-being. That calm and well-being goes back to more deep breathing. And so it's keep calm and belly breathe. So what do I mean by belly breathe or abdominal breathing? Most of us have been acculturated into breathing from a chest. So when somebody tells you to take a deep breath, you inhale and your chest expands. When actually what we want to do is when you inhale, we want your stomach to push out. When you exhale, you want your stomach to push in. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, just look at a toddler. They all belly breathe. You can watch their stomachs go in and out. So one way to practice this is to put a big book or a brick on your stomach, lay on the floor with your back flat, and when you inhale, make the brick go up. When you exhale, let it come down. And you can put your hand on your chest to make sure it's not going up or down. Okay? Once you get the hang of this, you'll find that everything that you do becomes easier. So your posture is important with this. And whenever you're doing your mindfulness meditation, you want to approach it with dignity and with discipline. When I used to teach this course on ground, students would ask me if they could bring a pillow to class. And I would say, no, you're not going to sleep. First of all, you need to have some dignity about the quality of this exercise. It's worthy of honor and respect. So you sit up straight. You may want to put a towel behind your back to enhance the breathing. And rest your feet on the floor, flat on the floor. Now, over time, you can do this in bed. You can do it in an easy chair. But when you start, you should really have the discipline that you need, that you want to have to make this effective. So this carries on over into the therapeutic world, and we learn to pay attention more to our body. We create new neural pathways, and we have to practice the practice. Feelazation. Now, I mentioned feelazation earlier. Probably none of you have heard of it. It's a term that I coined when I was working with athletes, trying to get them to add a powerful, positive emotion to their visualizations. The early work was done by Murphy, where he had weightlifters get angry. They would lift their maximum weight, then they would get angry about something and lift again, and they would have more strength. Now, anger is not a positive emotion, but it's a powerful emotion. What I want you to do is have a powerful, positive emotion added to your visualizations. And then we're going to look for a felt sense. Now, this comes out of Eugene Gendlin's work, focusing, where you feel that emotion in your body. You locate it. It may be in your gut. It could be in your chest or heart. It could be in your throat, maybe in your head, or it could be throughout your body. But you learn to become aware of where you feel the emotion. And then you anchor it. You anchor it either maybe with a closed fist, squeezing your fist, or rubbing your forefinger apart. You add a name to it, so that once you've learned the positive imagery with the felt sense, you can recall it by firing your anchor. Now this will become, as you go through the visualizations, this will make more sense of how it works. So now that I've got you thinking about feeling emotions, I want you to also be aware that our thoughts have energy. Okay, I have a maxim in my book, Develop the Winner's Mentality, that we are energetic beings. Our thoughts have energy. We move towards and become like what we think. That's a very common concept in positive thinking. And it comes actually from the Buddha, who says the mind is everything, what you think you become. Now, in order for you to understand this better, I'm going to have you do an experiment. It's called the paperclip experiment, where you actually use your mind to control the motion of the paperclip. So as we move on, I want you to keep this in mind, especially when we start talking about self-talk in the next chapter. Okay, that's it for this voiceover. I want you to go to the course content page and look at the mindfulness folder. And within that mindfulness folder is Mindfulness Meditation number 1. I want you to play that. Remember to use your discipline and your dignity. Sit up straight and pay attention to how you feel, because you're going to have to report on it. So enjoy the trip.